Alright guys, today's mission is to get the wheels and tires back on the Jeep and then drag the Jeep out of my backyard, which ground is really nasty. I sort of just backed up to do it yesterday and my Sierra started spinning, so I guess we're going to get Suburban out and do it. Alright, let's get started. I've got a set of roller wheels here just to get it off the trailer and moved. Alright, after figuring out I lost that socket, we're going to try and start back over. What the I'm losing my mind. I had that in here, it fell out. Okay, after losing my bit driver and then finding it again, we're back on the job. I didn't lose that other socket, I left it on that. I left it on the lug over here. I'm an idiot sometimes. There it is. Oh, spent like 15 minutes looking for this. I'm not torquing these down because we're just rolling this off and onto another trailer. If it was actually driving, I would say obviously torquing everything down, make sure it's good to go. That side's already got a tire, it's flat, but it'll work, we'll air it up. Alright, now we'll get this one put on there. It'll level the snow, making everything hard. Wheels and tires are on now. I'll drop it, clear off the trailer a little bit, and then I'm going to grab a Suburban. Try and drag the trailer out and around the house so that it's a little easier to unload when the guy gets here. Alright, so now that the wheels are all on the Jeep, I'm going to grab my keys, grab my drop hitch, and then go ahead and start the Suburban up. muddy mess right now. It doesn't say anything on it. Yep, 2 5/16 right there. Alright, we're going to go ahead and try and back her up. And alright. I actually have a little backup camera mounted right above my license plate. That makes backing everything up a whole lot easier. This will actually be the first time I've towed anything with the Suburban that's heavy. But luckily I'm just going around the block, so it really doesn't matter. The person that I was trading with really didn't want to be on camera, and we were kind of in a rush, so I just proceeded without recording anything. Alright, sold the Cherokee. We ended up backing the trailer directly up to my trailer, and it just loaded it straight across. I picked up a 256. L83. Alright guys, I went ahead and sold the Jeep yesterday. I really didn't have much time. I had a lot going on, so I never unhooked the trailer. I just got done doing that. We're going to go ahead and move the Suburban to where I park it, and I'm going to go over a couple of things on the Suburban with you. Okay, so this is my 1989 Chevy Suburban. It's lifted 4.5 inches. It's on 35s with black Rhino Prim wheels, Kendas. It's got a mostly stock 350. It's a crate engine, a little newer, but nothing real impressive done to it. We're going to get to that a little later in the video. I've got a lot of plans for it, you know, as with everything. It's going to get a new bumper. I've got that in the works, on the way. I'm going to be doing rock sliders on it. And I use this to camp and do some wheeling, you know, kind of, I don't want to call it overlanding, but overlanding. And we'll get into that here in the end. I got some big changes coming to it, so we're going to go ahead and hop in here and move it. So it's a pretty stock interior. It is missing the dash. I would like to get one. It's just not really top priority right now. You can almost guarantee that the windshield wipers are not going to push the snow off because they're really weak. Well, I was pleasantly surprised. We're just going to take this around the block and repark it. A little about the Suburban is that I drove to Texas in February of 2024 to pick it up. When I purchased it, it really did not run too well. It had a hard time doing 55, and if you'd floored, it would just backfire out at the intake. I did some diagnostics and figured out that it had no ignition timing, and after looking at that, I realized that somebody else had replaced almost all of the ignition components. So after some more digging around, I ended up finding out that mine had a bad ECM, and I replaced that, and it ran a lot better. This truck definitely has a newer motor in it. It's supposedly a Crate 350 with a small cam. I really can't verify that, but it also has a built transmission in it, and it's a 700 R4, so the overdrive's pretty nice. As far as exhaust goes, it's just got shorty headers, true dual exhaust, run to 2 flow masters. It kind of rides like log wagon, but I mean, it's a 30-year-old truck that's lifted, so I really wouldn't expect it to ride great. So a big reason why I got a Suburban to begin with was that I wanted something that I could sleep in the back of, which I did do that for a year, and honestly, it's not as glorious as it's cracked out to be. Like, it works, but it's not great. So since I camp and stuff out of it a lot, I've got this mattress that I unfold and it lays back here, and it's just not really big enough once I get all my camping gear in here and, you know, cooler and food. And I also have a lot of hunting gear that goes in here, and the bow case is pretty big by itself. So I actually bought a rooftop tent this winter, and it's on my truck. And the plan is I'm going to get a baseline overland roof rack for it, and then I'm going to transfer the rooftop tent once the salt is off the roads over to the Suburban. I also got a top oak awning. There's going to be a video on that coming out here soon. But the rooftop tent I got is an OVS Lotse. Overall, I like it a lot. Really don't have any issues with it. And then I've got a top oak awning. I need to change some of the mounts. It's a little low in the front, and it's not quite as tall as I would like it to be. And I would also like to get it a little closer to the truck. It's spaced off a little bit, so you know, that's all with due time. Okay, so as it turns out, I didn't actually technically sell the Jeep. I traded it for this engine. I was told that it's good to go. It needs a little bit of stuff, but I really don't know for sure. So we're gonna do some tearing into it to see what I actually got. I was kind of in a rush when I got it, so I really didn't look it over probably as well as I should have. The story is that it's an L83, not an L87 like I posted in one of my other videos by accident, that had a slight lifter tick when pulled. I'm really not sure. I know he said that it's got a car intake manifold on it, not a truck. But, and that's obvious because the intake manifold's not really tall. Yeah, I was able to turn it over yesterday, so I hope that it's all fine on the inside. Really, I just wanted to get rid of the Jeep. And I also got over here a T56 with it. It's an earlier T56, so I need to figure out what's going on with that. I could swap it into my C10, but I've got an NV3500 sitting over there for the C10. And I don't think I'm ready to start working on a C10. It just needs a lot of work that I don't really have the money for at the moment. But let's go ahead and see what we got. Hey, I'm sorry to disappoint you if you were really interested in getting into this engine in this video. Currently, my thoughts for this engine are I'm going to tear it down and see what's actually wrong with it, if there's anything wrong with it. And depending on what it is, I'm going to rebuild it and try and swap it into the Suburban. So if you like this content, please follow along. I've decided it's finally time to go get a bore scope to check out the cylinders in this engine, and I'm probably going to go ahead and check out a welder for some upcoming projects. So I'm going to do some running around. I'll check back with you guys in a little bit. I would just like to take a second to thank you guys all for watching the video this long. If you're interested in this kind of content, you like this build, please stay tuned with it. Please leave your thoughts and comments down in the comment section below. All right, have a good day, guys. I really appreciate you.